Hello everyone. So, you thought if skulking was your favorite game for Zurich Fun Gamers in 2024, in 2025 as our first new game, we introduce Skull Queen, probably a mighty rival. You have to try and let us know which game you like more. And more so, we are thankful to one of our members, Kerry, for the donation of the game. So today in this podcast, I will explain you how to play Skull Queen. I think it's a very easy trick-taking game. So imagine that each of you are a pirate captain with your own boat, and you have your pirate colleagues together. And after some point, you found another boat with the Skull Queen on it and with some bounty that you can steal from her, and it all depends on your strategy, how strong are your pirate colleagues in your hand, and more important is how strategically you place them on the board. Sounds interesting? All right, let's get into how to play Skull Queen. So first of all, what kind of a game is Skull Queen? It's a trick taking game. It's like if you have played any other trick taking game before, like Wizard, Skull King, Hearts, Spades, it won't be too indifferent, even though the rules are quite simple and it's unique on its own way. So in this trick taking game, the whole deck contains 50 cards, and the game should be played ideally between 3 to 6 player. So first let's get into the cards we have. We have four different colors and each have a number from 1 to 12, each appearing four times, each of the number in color. So 4 into 12 is 48. And then you have two special card, 0, monkey card, and then you have the number 13. These two cards are special and we will explain them at the end. So in total you have 48 plus 2, 50 cards. The cards are supposed to be distributed equally between the number of players. So if you are 5 players, it should be 10 cards each. If you are 4 players, it will be 12 cards each, and it will be 6 players, you will have 8 cards in your hand. And you are wondering, if we are 4 or 6, there are 2 cards as a leftover. Those 2 leftover cards don't go back to the deck or discard pile. Instead, they are very much part of the game. The discarded cards which are not in your hand stays open up in the middle of the table, and they influence the tricks that you gonna play. So how to set up the game? Shuffle all the cards, and maybe the person who last time was on a boat can shuffle the cards between players. Now don't ask me the size of the board. It doesn't matter. So first you share the cards equally between the players. Rest of the card goes as an open face in the middle of the table. And then you have a plank, like a card with a number 1 to 8 or 8 to 1. There are 5 different stages, and the wide part of the plank should be facing towards you and narrow end should be facing the other way. And you will have 4 pirate pawns, each representing the unique color that you have in the game: red, blue, green, and yellow. Now, how to set up from your side? The plank, you decide if your card has a lot of, if your hand has a lot of high card numbers, then you put the plank in a way that the 8 is on the top. The plank has two sides. Okay, on one side 8 is on top, that means the narrow side, and the other side the 8 is on the bottom, on the wide side. So if your card has low values, you put the 8 at the bottom. If your cards have high values, you put them on the upside. If they are all mixed, it doesn't matter how you choose. So that's how you set up the game. Distribute the cards, put your pirates on the plank, and yes, on one level you can put multiple pirate pawns. Now, how many rounds we play? The rounds consist as equal to the number of players. So if we have 5 players, you will be playing 5 rounds, and each round will have the number of hands or tricks playing as the number of cards in your hand. So if you are 5 player, you will have 10 cards in your hand and there will be 5 rounds. So in total, there will be 50 rounds played. How you score points? So this game, of course, you are playing against each other. After the end of each round, you just calculate the point depending on where the pawns on the plank end up, high or low. And during the games, your pawns will move. They will move up, they will move down. But remember, it's like a bit of vegetable stock. If the pawns move over the highest level or lower the lowest level in your plank, it falls in the water. Your pirates are out of this round. They will score you no point. So that's where the little bit of the strategy comes into the play. Now, how the actual gameplay goes. So you have your cards, you have your plank, and you have your pawns. So it's simple, like any other card games where you have a color and a number. You start with a starting suit, and you try to follow that suit depending whether you want to win it or lose it with a number. If you don't have the color, the suit that is being played, you play any color from your hand. It doesn't matter. At the end, when all the players have been played, usually the starting suit with the highest number, the player wins the trick. What does it mean? If it is a blue suit, the winning player, the blue pawn pirate, moves one stage up on the plank, and the person with the lowest number in the suit moves his or her pawn one step lower. Now, these are the normal six scenarios. And as I said in the beginning of the game, the cards that are not part of the game also influence the trick. So, for example, if there was the same suit having the lowest number open on the table before, which is not played by any other player, then no player has to put their pirates down. Or if the highest card of the suit was already open on the table, not played by a person, no pawns move up. You only move your pawns up or down if your cards were actually part of the trick. Now, this is the normal scenarios or the normal effect. Now, here also we have 4 special cards that I will explain to you now. So, these 4 special cards are like we start with the snack card, which is the number 5. If during the trick someone plays the snack card, whoever has the lowest number on the trick, like loses, has to move his or her pawn 2 steps down instead of one. So, the amount of snacks you're taking on the board apparently impacts the outcome. Same goes with the number 8, but just with the opposite effect. If the number 8 is in the play, the pirates, the winning pawn, moves 2 stages up instead of one. Now you have the monkey card, which is the number 0. It's like a flag. It is the lowest of any suit that is played. It takes the color of the suit that is already in the game, and it's always loses. So if you play 0, your pawn will be always moving down of the suit that is being played by other players. And the same goes for the number 13, just the opposite is called the first mate. The number 13 takes the suit color that is being played before or after, and you will always win, and your pirate will move up. So basically that's how the game is played, and after the each of round end of each round, you just calculate the total point, and after the end of all the rounds, the person with the maximum point wins the game. So now, to say some tricks and tips how you want to strategize. The first one, just keep it simple. Get the card, put your pawns in the maybe middle of the plank, just distribute them a little bit, and you just see what happens. You get a hang of it after couple of rounds. And if you want to really strategize, just have a look if your hand has high or low value, and based on that you can move your pirate pawns. To be honest, there is not much other rules involved. You will learn the more you play, but there is really not much complicated rules about it. So first of all, I hope that you likes our explanation of this game. And yeah, so at the end, of course, I will have a question for our listeners, as usual, like a small puzzle. Um, which Zurich Fun Gamer games are based on horse betting and gives you the adrenaline of playing like a computer game? The reply you can send to info@zurichfungamers.com, and in the next podcast we will give a shout to all the right answers. Also, you can let us know that for the next podcast, which games would you like it to be explained. And yeah, before I go, a note for everyone, like don't try to record a pirate related podcast late into the night. Your neighbors may be thinking you are joining some strange gang. It's always good to record them during the day. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the game, and I'm looking forward to play Skull Queen with all of you. Cheers.